government. That's what we need from our elected officials. Thanks. Dave Fiebig, job ready.
Well, first thing, we kind of know it. I'll apologize. I am not a great public speaker, but I am out here working for you guys, and I have been a councilman for 20 years. I have been elected this many times by the person I am. My honesty, my hard work, and always thinking of people in our community. And and it's the same way with the county. I'll work as hard and everything it takes. I'll bring the experience that I've had over the 20-some years, and my business experience with, I've been in business 30 years. So I've done something right to get elected this many times, and I think I can, work as hard for all of you. So whatever I can do to gain your respect and your support, I'm always there for you. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to thank all our candidates for taking the time to be with us today to answer the questions that have been put before them. And so if we could have one round of applause for all of our candidates. Okay.
Do you have time for like 2 minutes for some announcements real quick?
Yeah, just a minute.
Okay, good.
Okay. First of all, I should have done this earlier, but is there anybody here tonight or this afternoon that is here for your first Tea Party meeting? You'd raise your hand. This is the first time you're here? Okay. Very good. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that. Hopefully you've signed up and get on our distribution list so that we can get information out to you. Now, Jim, can you pass these out? If everybody would take one. This is the ballot. Now, I don't envy having to make a decision between these candidates because I think we have 4 excellent candidates here. But nevertheless, if you would do so. Now again, if you voted as a Democrat, then you should vote for the Democrat candidates. If you voted as a Republican, vote for the Republican candidates. When you're finished, if you would just, after we're finished, put them on the table here in the front. Okay. Will you guys have some time to answer questions individually? Okay. All the candidates will be able to stick around for a while to answer your questions. Greg, you have an announcement?
Very brief announcement. We have 2 other candidates here for other offices, and if you have any questions or want to discuss anything with them, they're here. It's Jason Williger, running for County Recorder. Jason. And Emily Tarasik, who's running for Clerk of Courts. You're both unopposed in the primary, correct?
Yes, unopposed in the primary. And Greg, if I might, not about myself at all, just something I wanted to point out to everybody. A lot of talk today was about this sales tax increase, and people are talking about it like it's a given, and it doesn't have to be. Even if the commissioners pass it, citizens can organize, can circulate petitions, and get this on the ballot and get rid of it. So we don't have to accept it. If you like it, God bless you. But I'm guessing you're here today because you're upset about some things, and if you don't like it, we all can get together and we can get rid of it. All right, so I just wanted to make that comment. Thanks.
Dale?
It has to pass before we can circulate.
Okay.
Thanks, Chuck. I just wanted to just a couple of announcements real quick. For those who don't know me, I'm Dale Fellows. I'm the party chairman of the Republican Party here in Lake County, but also a former county commissioner. So I'm really proud of the 4 candidates we have up there. They did an outstanding job today, and they're going to do an outstanding job as county commissioners. And they touched upon some very, very key issues. And one of which they talked about that kind of touched on is how important every vote is. I can't emphasize enough how every vote is because it hit me personally. I lost by less than 1 vote per precinct to Dan Troy a few years ago when I was county commissioner. And maybe we wouldn't have been talking about some of the issues we're talking about now if Dan Troy would have lost that. Because when I left, we had a $1.5 or $6.5 million surplus on a $40 million budget, while they've got almost a $60 million budget and less than a couple $1 million surplus. So they're you know, they're on the wrong track. And I love the Tea Party. One of my announcements is, I know there's some of you that ran for precinct committee persons, and I appreciate that very much. And anyone else who's still interested in being a precinct committee person in the Republican Party, we want you. See me after, or any of Sue Bentley, our secretary of the party, whoever, because we want to get you involved. I love the Tea Party. I embrace the Tea Party 100%. I was a Tea Party guy long before there was a Tea Party. And in fact, Bob Murphy will attest to this. His show and my show that we do, American News and Views on the radio, December 4th, 2008, before there was a Tea Party, I said we needed to form a Tea Party in this country. And Bob will attest to that. So, and it happened about 4 months later. But we're going to have some presidential candidates in Northeast Ohio in the next few weeks. Mitt Romney will be here. I know in February 16th to speak at the Cuyahoga County Republican Party dinner. If you're interested, let me know. We're going to put some tables together. And then we're hoping that a couple others are going to be here as well. Many of us are delegates for different candidates. I happen to be a Santorum delegate. I know that Greg is a Newt Gingrich delegate, and there's others that are Romney delegates in the room. And so we're going to have a great representation. I do want to point out, too, Chuck mentioned about the Democrats not coming today. They had a perfect example, or a perfect opportunity to come. Their meeting ended around 12 o'clock today. And I know that for a fact, because I know the results of that meeting. So, and I know who got endorsed and who didn't. So, and I know that. On another note, somebody mentioned about the Willoughby East Lake levy. I think you did, Chuck. They have a meeting. I happen to be part of a group that's opposing those tax levies. And if you're interested in being part of that group, let me know, because we are looking to do that. And every vote counts, like I mentioned. And one last thing is, we talked about how they ignored their own financial advisors, the commissioners that are currently there. The other people they ignored was the Republican candidates in the last few cycles, including Bob Murphy, who said this was going to happen if we don't take some actions, and they didn't. And now we're into this crisis situation. So just remember that. But again, I embrace everybody who'd like to be involved in our party. Please see myself, Sue, or anybody else here, because we want you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chuck.
Bernadette, do you have an announcement, or?
How can we find out what the Democrat candidates are talking about as far as their issues, how they want to solve the problems? I really would like to hear from them. Unfortunately, they didn't come today. Where can I go to hear something like this?
I don't know the answer to that, but our plan is after the primary, when we have opportunity for Democrats and Republicans to square off in various positions, that we will extend the opportunity for candidates forums in those situations as well. So we will extend the invitation. We can't make them come. We can't make them say anything if they don't want to. But we will extend the invitation. So again, thank you, everybody.
I want everybody to know if anybody interested in membership or whatever the tables back here, we have to remind you about signs and t-shirts.
Okay. Signs and T-shirts in the back, dues and membership in the back as well. For everybody that, if you have a computer, our website is lakecountyteaparty.net. You can keep up with what we're doing, and we'll post information on our meeting. Next meeting, tentatively, it's February 11th. If everything goes well, it'll be at the auditorium in Harvey High School. We'll let you know as soon as we can. But thank you so much for coming today. Appreciate it.